I felt guilty about killing a kid over there. That happened on the second firefight. Like the second firefight, again, I was saying that I was returning fire with 203 rounds. They stopped firing at us. We called them Apaches. They came in, same scenario. They carried their dead, whatever. Wait until the sun came up. This time, either this person, this fighter, was real close to us, and they didn't have time to get recover his body, or they just there's just one body left behind. But when we did a BDA, there was a bunch of blood all over the place, um, body parts, guts, but there was only one body, and it was. And I remember this because I was the third Humvee. I was driving the third Humvee, and the second Humvee had a trailer attached to it for us to do collect weapons or bodies, Um, and like we had a search team. Like I was a driver, we had a gunner, so we stayed in the vehicles, and then the guys that were dismounted would go and do a BDA of the area, search for weapons, bodies, just anything, any evidence of the people that were attacking us. And they found one body. It was he had an RPG in his hand, unfired. He was dead, blood coming from his ears. He was wearing a man dress, just a cheap cotton, like almost transparent. Um, Two new guys, some of the youngest guys in the platoon, grabbing his wrists and his ankles, and they were bringing him down to the vehicle to throw him in the trailer. This is before we had the Afghans do it, before like we just carried the bodies ourselves. And I just remember seeing them bring this body down, and I explained to you the terrain, how like it was all jagged rocks, slate rocks, guys are slippery, you can't losing your balance. They're carrying his body down by his wrists and his ankles. They tripping and falling as sharp rocks, bushes, as his man dress is just getting ripped up. And by the time they get to the bottom of the road, from the cliff, he's fucking naked. And I just remember seeing his body, and he looked like the pictures I've seen in like history books of the Holocaust victims. Like just you see his ribs, very malnourished, like big swollen feet. But to me, it looked like it was like a 13 to 14-year-old kid, because he didn't have a beard, didn't have anything. Our carrying his body to the trailer, his head just bobbed up and down. His eyes are wide open, but his eyes are rolled back, so I just see the whites of his eyes. Every time his head snaps up, his mouth's just wide open. They go to swing his body to the trailer. They're doing the whole like one, two, three thing, and this guy probably weighs like a buck 30, but it's dead weight, so he weighs a lot, and it's a dead body, and they're holding him. These are young kids that probably never seen a dead body before, and they slip, and the body hits the side of the trailer, smacks the ground like a sack of shit. And I just remember watching them like I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be feeling, because like this dude looks young, like he looks like a kid, and like I remember like I'm an adult, I'm like 21, and 9/11 happened when I was in seventh grade. Like 9/11 probably happened when he was like a toddler, or just very small. Like it was like, dude, like he just knows that we're Americans and foreign invaders in this country. Those are the thoughts going through my head. But I'm just like, oh fuck. But then my team leaders laugh, and I'm like, okay, we're infantrymen. This is what we do, just make light of the situation. So I started laughing. I'm like, oh shit, look at those fucking retards, like can't even get the body into the trailer. And then like the PL just looks at our platoon second, our platoon sergeant. I was like, dude, like, did I just see what I saw? And understood what the look from the PL meant. He just went up to the guys like, hey, get the fucking body in the trailer, hurry up. They get the body, they pick it up from the trailer, they roll it in. And like the PL just comes over, like just looking at the body, probably because he's thinking the same thing I was like, dude, this is a young kid. It's not like the dudes that we're picturing like, with beards, like fucking looking like a terrorist. It was just a fucking kid, poor kid, like malnourished, and he threw like a blanket over him. And we drove down again. Like we followed the rules of war. We're being as respectful as we could be as American occupiers in this country. We brought them down to the local bazaar that was right at the bottom of our hill, and we went there, called the villagers like, "Hey, um, Taliban tried attacking us, or Haqqani, somebody tried attacking us last night. We killed them. We did a BDA, and this is the body we came across." And I remember again, like when they were bringing the body down, they get all scratched up. In my mind, I'm also thinking like, "Oh fuck, this looks bad. Like this dude has no clothes, all scratched up." And we bring this to the locals, like it looks like we tortured the dude, you know. And I'm just like, "Oh fuck, here's another thing. Like we're doing the right thing. Like this guy's a bad guy, but we're gonna get fucked because they're gonna think that we're torturing him. He's naked and has all these scratches and cuts all over his body." Was bring him to the village. Like I remember we're driving down there. Like I'm just fixated on this trailer, and as we're driving, I'm not even thinking anything. I remember like every time we're driving, like, when I'm a driver, I'm always like nervous, like, oh fuck, man, like, we might get ambushed. I might hit an IED. Like IEDs was a very big thing at the time. We're only in Humvees, like we didn't get the armored vehicles yet. And then third platoon, they already hit a bunch of IEDs already. I'm like, so every time I'm driving, I'm just like fucking nervous. This time, all that fear was out. Like I didn't feel anything. I just was fixated on the trailer. I was just driving. I just remember just feeling just my body being pressed against my weapon on the right or the door on my left as I'm doing turns. And then I just remember just hearing the turn clicking. So whenever we make a turn, the turn would click, turn, just like to keep your sectors. Or it was turned because they saw something suspicious and it might be an ambush. So I'm just driving, I hear it click, 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 click from the turn ratcheting. And that's the only time where I would just like come back to focus. Like I'm like, all right, fuck. Did we just come across a turn, or did like the gunner see something where we're about to get into an ambush? I'm like, pause, pause, pause. All right, no gunfire. All right, he probably just came across a turn, or saw something suspicious on nothing. And I just go back to zone out, looking at his body the entire time we're bringing it back. And every time we hit a bump and we're going down the hill, I'm seeing his body, his legs and arms just flapping around. We get to the village and we call them up like, hey, they tried attacking us. They tried attacking us again. Second time, we found his body the next day. They see one of yours, and just the villagers were shocked. They're like, "No, we've never seen him. We've never seen him." Either they're like, "We've never seen him in our life," and like either they're telling the truth, they've never seen him, which means he was like a foreign fighter, or it was just a part of a Taliban group or Khani group that just travels around attacking outposts. Like we don't know. It's all speculation. But the villagers say they don't know who he is, but like because he's Muslim, they're Muslim. Like we're like, well, he's Muslim, you guys are Muslim. We just want to bring him to you guys because we knew that you guys need to bury him before sundown. And they're like, yeah, 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 yeah. So they grabbed his body, rushed him off, and they said that they were going to do the proper burial for him, all this stuff. And we did everything properly. We did everything as we were told. We did things textbooks, you know. And I didn't. After that, like the nighttime came, like we had a fire going on, we cooking food. We just fucking repelled a second attack, And like, dude, everybody's excited. Everybody's like, yeah, fuck yeah. Everybody's celebrating. Everybody's like all like in high spirits. And I was in high spirits like in the middle of the gunfight to the point where I'm just like, all of a sudden, like things don't feel the same. It's like it just something in me clicked, and I didn't want to be like everybody's celebrating and like everybody's like trying to like say, oh, I got that kill, I got that kill. Everybody's like fighting over who got the kill because like it was like a bunch of like a bunch of hunters going out hunting and bagged a deer. Everybody like we're infantrymen. Like the first night we got attacked, we fired back. There was no bodies, so like we were told there were bodies from the helicopter, but nobody saw it. So like it was kind of like a depressed feeling, kind of like, oh, like we need evidence, like again, like we were real like infantrymen, we're fucked up, like And it's partly because either we're naturally fucked up or it was instilled in us in basic training or in training like to become so desensitized, you know. And then we get to the unit and desensitize more because like you can't have guys falling apart, you know, or losing their stomach or losing their will to fight, feeling bad. Um, and just something about I was excited that like we did our thing, but just something about me just didn't feel right because it was a young combatant, you know. You kill the young combatant, and then I'm trying to justify it, and I'm telling myself I fucking hate this Taliban and this Haqqani network. I hate these terrorists even more because now I'm fast forward and I'm rethinking about that video we watched about the kid beheading the dude. I'm like, these motherfuckers are fucking cowards. They fucking beat women, they kill women, and they force kids to fight for them. And at that point, I just want to kill fucking even more fucking Taliban. Like I'm even more determined, and it becomes more personal for me. Um, and I remember he was a medic that went and checked the body, and at first they thought it was blood coming from the dude's ear, but there was no other bullet wounds on him. So like, hey, like it was a 5.56, must have been a 5.56 round through one ear, not the other. So and it came from this direction, which was our tower, and the only people that shot a 5.56 round over there was me and actually our medic, because when like out in the middle of the firefight, and they got the machine guns while I went on the 203. And the whole night, the Mark 19s, both Mark 19s weren't firing because they jammed up. So the entire firefight, they were out of commission. So like, oh fuck, the only people that probably killed this dude was either me or Doc. So like, part of me was kind of excited, like, yeah, man, like I got that kill. But then part of me was like, dude, it's like a young kid, like I don't feel that great about it. And then we are like, well, like the Doc was like, well, we thought it was 5.56 at first, but like if it was 5.56, it would probably be a big exit wound, you know. And it wasn't. So he probably got killed by a grenade round. And like, and again, like at this point, I wasn't. Maybe if it wasn't a kid, it was a grown man. I probably would have been more like, oh man, I got that kill. That was me, fucking me. I'm the fucking, I'm the VIP of that battle or some shit like that. But like, I was more humbled that day, that night. And the only person that was firing grenades in that direction that night was me. So part of me again was feeling like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Like I'm an infantryman. Like I got my first confirmed kill. I feel like, but then part of me was like, dude, it's like a young kid. Like it wasn't. It's like my first taste of glory. It wasn't as glorious as I thought it was going to be.